Yo, what's up everyone? My name is ECKO. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Before we get into today's video, what we're about to talk about and I'm about to show you is subject to change. However, most, if not all of these weapons will not be altered other than the intergalactic treasurer. And I know this because I've been telling the developers, giving them my feedback and testing this weapon. So it's likely to see a couple more changes. However, today in this video, not only do I want to talk about the upcoming weapon nerfs, I want to talk about modules, and I want to talk about the Wave Pulsar. But first though, how on earth did the developers get away with this? Like, this is a reference to old school Windows, because the latest update in Pixelgun 3D is a retro season. Now, you could say that this is borderline copyright, but like, if you go to the Pixel Pass, it's even more obvious. Like, behind me, you can see it now by the Pixel Pass tickets, by the Get Right Now. That is a Windows symbol. Do you think the developers of Pixelgun 3D have permission in order to use this? Something tells me they probably don't. Anyway, we're heading into a retro season, and I just found that pretty funny. I can tell you, in the upcoming balance changes, there is still no changes to the Wave Pulsar. Now, we all know the reason behind this. This is a paid weapon. It's probably selling very well on Steam PC. The developers like money, and if they go ahead and nerf it, nobody is going to buy it. This is one reason why developers get so much hate, and a lot of people talk about Pixelgun 3D being a pay-to-win experience. The developers can deny it all they want. They're not going to openly say, oh yeah, the reason why we don't nerf this is because it's paid and we need money from it. They're never ever going to admit that. But us as a community, we see it as clear as day. The problem we have here is that all the other nerfs we're about to talk about in today's video means that everyone is now once again going to gravitate towards this weapon. So until they nerf this weapon, things technically are never going to change. So in the upcoming balance changes, both the Dragoneer and the Deadly Icicle have received a nerf. As for the Dragoneer, this is receiving a DPS nerf of 8%, which I'll be honest, I was quite surprised about, to be honest. I didn't consider this to be too overpowered. So I'd love to know your opinions in the comments section below. They can easily nerf this, but they won't go ahead and easily nerf the ultimatum, which is incredibly ironic. We also have changes to the Deadly Icicle. I think that this change has been needed for quite some time. But again, I don't think the problem is the damage of this weapon. I don't think it's the ammo. The problem is weakening. And until developers wake up and see that, these weapons are always going to be considered OP. But it'll get to a point where they nerf it completely into the ground when no one ever uses it. And that's the problem with the Pixelgun developers. They nerf it and nobody uses it. It gets put on the shelf until hopefully maybe like a year later that they actually decide to give it a little bit of a buff. I think weakening definitely needs to be altered. Another nerf is coming to the Rusted Revolver. Once again, a DPS nerf of 9% and an ammo decrease from 15 to 10. I can definitely vouch and agree for the capacity nerf. But as for the damage, once again, the damage is not a problem with this. The problem is the effects. Both weakening and barrier are so overpowered in Pixelgun 3D. And I think we are very slowly getting to a point where the Rusted Revolver is about to be used by nobody. Because, again, they've nerfed it completely into the ground. A very big change to the Bloody Terror Axe. This has been given a DPS nerf of 12%. This weapon has been nerfed so many times. I think the problem with this weapon is more the attack speed rather than the actual damage per second. As for a heavy nerf, they have nerfed the Arctic Soul's Devourer. The DPS has been reduced by 11%. But once again, you're seeing a very similar pattern. This is a weakening weapon. Can the developers not see the pattern here? Can they not see the issues that we have? It's weakening. It's not the specific weapon. It's the specific attributes. Now, there has been a couple of nerfs, but these are some of the main ones I wanted to talk about. Don't worry, we will talk about the intergalactic treasurer. However, one thing I do want to say is sometimes the weapons are considered overpowered, right? But a lot of the problems that I see in Pixel Gun 3D is the effects. Weakening, barrier, and other things like that. Besides that, I think the developers seriously need to reconsider modules. I think a very core big problem with Pixel Gun 3D's balance is modules as a whole. These are causing a lot of problems. Now, we know this because I've done series in the past. Let's go with the primary section, for example. I've done series in the past where I've used some of the worst weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, put modules on them being level 10, and they become absolutely insane. The Iron Dringling being one of those weapons, it was an absolute demon once I had modules on it. So I think, and this has probably been a problem for quite some time, and I've never really talked about it, but I think one of the deepest problems with Pixel Gun's balance is actual modules, not necessarily the weapons. But let's focus on the Intergalactic Treasurer. As of right now, this weapon has a DPS nerf of 12%, ammo reduced from 25 to 15. In my eyes, that makes perfect sense. The rocket speed reduced by 29%, and AoE radius nerfed by 17%. I can tell you this weapon is still incredibly broken on small maps. I'm talking about Silent School, I'm talking about Classic Pool, specifically in deathmatch matches. On a wide open map, people don't use this, and that's not where it's considered a problem. The problem with this weapon is Ricochet. It's even bigger of a problem when they combine Ricochet and bonus kill points. I think the developers internally need to have a list of attributes that do not belong together. And this is certainly at the top of the list. Ricochet and bonus kill points do not belong together. They've done nothing but cause trouble, and we know this, right? Because it was the same for the cash gun. However, we've had other bonus kill point weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, and they don't necessarily cause anywhere near as much of a problem as that does. Now, I'm trying to find the specific weapon right now. I think it's a bow. Maybe it's the Knight's Bow, but again, bonus kill points on its own is not a problem. Ricochet on its own is not necessarily a problem. The problem itself is actually mythical. This is bonus kill points. It's a good weapon, right? But there's no other attribute on top of there causing a massive problem. So the first test I wanted to do is use this with absolutely zero modules. None of these weapons I'm showing you in today's video have any modules on them. You can definitely see a reduction in the bullet travel, but again, the problem is Ricochet. When I told the developers what the problem was with this, I literally said the problem is Ricochet. Ricochet and bonus kill points do not belong together at all. This is a carbon copy of the cash gun, and we knew it was a problem straight away. So I've got no modules at all, and this thing will still get you points. It will get you bonus points. Obviously, this guy also has bonus points. There you go. He's using the actual bow that we were just talking about there. The problem is this weapon's become such an AFK kind of weapon that it's just really, really easy and powerful to get kills. Like, you just stand on the spot and get kills with this. That's all you need to do. You can't see where the weapon is coming from, which makes it very, very difficult to do. Again, these are with no modules, so maybe I can see why they nerfed this. Because this thing is really powerful still. Huh, one. Two-shot kill with zero modules is crazy. This has been nerfed. Two-shot kill there, one. I'm generally surprised I'm still popping off with these weapons. So there's a big problem in Pixel Gun 3D for sure. Try and get him over there. It should slowly kill people. There you go. I'm still in second place though. But again, I'm competing with zero modules. So some of the base weapons are a problem. But once we get modules on this, we know that's when the bigger problem begins. For sure. Nuke down there. Again, this mainly... Why am I slowing down? That dude's got the full set effect, bro. That's why. There's a dude with a full set effect in here. That's why, my guy. That is why. I think the ammo decrease in this was probably right. I honestly think 10 would have been fine. 10 bullets at a time would have been perfectly fine. But until they go ahead and remove the Ricochet ability, this is going to continuously have a problem. The problem is Ricochet. The problem is not anything else. Well, the problem is the combination of Ricochet and bonus points, but still. So this takes two or three shot kills now. For a special, that seems standard in my opinion. Now, obviously on bigger maps where there's no corridors, this does not become a problem. The problem is the hallways, especially something like Sound School where there's no escape, right? You can't escape from that. 1, 2 shot. I mean, I don't know if I got that kill there. I think I got the assist. Here we go. 1, 2. I was able to do pretty well here, though. For sure. I know I've not really used this. But this was already nerfed not long ago. How many shots now? I think that would have been a 3-shot kill with 0 modules. I would just like to clarify how many shots it actually takes. Hold on. 1, 2. Come on. Report. Bro, he's just got a full set effect. Like, that's a false report right there. He's getting reported for using a full set effect. Let's try it again. 1. That was a 1-shot kill there. 1, 2. 2-shot kill. So this thing still seems pretty good. So the weapon itself isn't a problem. Barrier is a problem. See how we get on with things like this then. I still think this is playable. Like I said, it's all about balance. It's not about nerfing these weapons so they're completely unplayable. It is about balance. It's probably going to take them a very long time to do, but once again, they're going to nerf all of these and people are just going to navigate towards using the wave pulsar. But I want to see how powerful this and this can be with some modules. You guys can see it right here. Like, it's still an AFK standing weapon. It is still just me standing there on the spot, AFK, getting points. But once again, if Ricochet wasn't a thing, this would not happen, right? This happens pure and simply because of Ricochet. How you doing, man? Sorry that you guys are a part of this, but I need to talk about this as a problem. Am I alone in here? There's a dude in here. There you go. He's turtled up. He is completely turtled up. The module combination for this is insane. Let's see how this does. There you go. Now I understand why this was nerfed. I stopped using this a while ago, though. For sure. So in an open space, it's not a problem. Let's try this with modules now. Still a 2-shot kill. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, guys. What about this? Dead. Still seems to be good. I like to see balance changes where it's balanced. As crazy as that sounds. The developers don't usually have a very... I don't know, man. Just they make really crazy decisions, in my opinion. Make decisions that I really can't keep up with. All right, here we go. But yeah, Ricochet is the problem. It's clear as day that Ricochet is the problem on small maps. I think they should not fully revert this weapon, but revert some of these changes and focus on the Ricochet and see how it does. Put this down here. Here we go. I'm sorry, man. I'm straight to first place, so... With high-level modules, it becomes a problem, and then you still get AFK people doing this. And that's just going to continue to happen. People are just going to... Man, I remember when this map was playable. Exactly, Tony. Thank you for pointing that out in this video. You're the kind of guy that I respect. So I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but it's not like this on every other map. You're right. You're right. So maybe we need to ban specific weapons from specific maps. Is that where we're going? They can do it in flag capture. They can do it in point capture. They can do it in all these other modes. So is that where we're kind of heading right now? We're asking for the developers to nerf specific weapons or completely remove them from specific maps. So I think that's where we're going right now. Sorry, buddy. The biggest problem has to be this. Bonus points. People love this because it's bonus points. Like, how do developers not see that? I can make a million different videos telling them, no matter how many times you nerf this weapon, it's not going to change. People will still use it. In fact, if you keep nerfing it the way you've been nerfing it, people are going to gravitate towards the cash gun again. We're not going to have a balanced economy once again. I respect that guy saying, I remember when this was played. Who beat me there, by the way? He also had the exact same weapon. See, two of us. The top two dudes both have cash gun. And this is after they've nerfed these weapons. So in my conclusion, until they remove Ricochet from this weapon, it's still going to be a problem. And when they do, and if they do remove Ricochet from this weapon, they have to do the same with the cash gun. The Ricochet bonus kill points is a very, very big problem. As for the deadly Icicle, still usable, but again, weakness is a problem. This still seemed to be usable, which I guess is okay. I think the underlying biggest problem has to be modules. They gotta turn to modules now until they ruin every single weapon in this game.